The next live Q&A episode for the Slightly Serious Sign podcast is going to be January 19th for our 100th episode, and we want you to submit your questions. So go to wensco.com/Q&A and submit your questions. You can submit them like text like you did before, but now there's a section where you can submit an audio question. So record your questions, send them in, and we'll play them live on air for the podcast January 19th. And we want you there, and we want your questions. So join us January 19th by submitting your questions, wensco.com/Q&A. This episode is brought to you by Arlon Graphics, trusted for innovative high-performance cast vinyls. Check out their newest product, DPF V9500, a non-PVC polyurethane wall film built to tackle ultra-textured surfaces like a pro. More exciting new products to come soon from Arlon. Check them all out at wensco.com.
Bring the mic a little bit.
I already told them I couldn't do anything after 10.
So like I'm eating it. Very into.
Yeah.
Is this good?
It's one fist length away.
Wow.
That's the ruling.
I like to lick mine.
I was going to say.
Wow. Get right up in it. All right.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast, starring Mike Hall, with his co-host Tyler Hall, and their sometime sidekick, Domingo Tobar. We invite you to join the show with today's relevant sign industry guest. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Mikey! Hey-o!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 91 of the Slightly Serious Sign podcast. This is voted number one by the employees of Dinks and Dingers yesterday for retrieving our balls or not retrieving them when we asked them to, but we'll tell that story later. But make sure to rate and review the podcast. Helps a lot. Share it with anybody. It doesn't matter. We appreciate you guys letting us know that you love the podcast, and we'd love if other people found out about it. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. We have a guest who hasn't been on here before, I don't think. So do you want to just start and introduce yourself? And then apparently we have a story we have to get to after that. So if you want to introduce who you are, how long you've been in the industry, what your current role is.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Tyler. So my name is Tim Shake. I'm with TransferRite. Our parent company is American Biltrite. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I've been with ABI Tape about 15 years. I started in the graphics industry as a territory manager based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And, during that time, called on distribution, direct end users, but then also as time went on, our company sells other products. And so I got promoted to a national sales manager for all of our different products. About a year ago, we came in and changed to where we're going to be specific to the market. So became national sales manager for the graphics division. We're specific to the graphics. Our team sells to direct end users and then also to the distribution channels. Wensco has always been a great partner for us. Previous to ABI Tape, I was with Avery Dennison on their graphic side. So sold through the distribution channels. So been in the industry about 20 years. My whole career has been in the printing industry in one fashion or another, from narrow web label sales, even photopolymer plates, so the rubber printing plates that you use to print with. So whole career there. American Biltrite is based out of right outside of Boston. So just real quick, a little bit about the company. We have three different divisions. We have American Biltrite Canada. They make rubber flooring for commercial type buildings, so hospitals, educational facilities. And then we also have K&M Associates. They're a cosmetic jewelry manufacturer based out of Rhode Island. So a lot of the jewelry you'd get like at a Kohl's or a Macy's type is there. And then ABI Tape is the third division, which is the division I work for. So along with the graphic side of the division, we also make surface protection films. So you buy a new refrigerator, a new dishwasher, the blue tape that comes on there, that's the market that we're in. So temporary surface protection, real big into the metals industry. We also have auto wrap. So you see an 18-wheeler going down the highway. They have new cars on it. They have that white tape on it. That's us. We're the North American market leader for the adhesive on the paint protection. And then we also have our HVAC and industrial products. So these are the permanent adhesives. So ductwork, we have the tapes, the foil tapes, the clear and the foil tapes that go on that stay on. So all of these are manufactured in Morristown, New Jersey. We have sales and converting capabilities in Singapore, in Europe, and we support them there. So we send them jumbo rolls. They do the converting and have the sales efforts there. So a lot of different product lines that the company's in. Obviously the graphics is the one that we're here to talk about, and the one I'm interested in and been in the longest.
Makes sense. The funny part that when you say that is the one that comes to mind when you talk about it is that you guys send master rolls to Singapore to have them converted down, which I think is funny in today's day and age, because usually it's the other way around, where it's like, oh, we make it here, and then it's like, oh, well, we get it and we convert it here. Like, okay, well, it's not quite the same. So I think it's funny, made here, shipped overseas, very different from other ones. So when I don't know how many we've done this year talking about like products that are made here when we had to deal with the whole tariff situation, right? Where it's some of these products are just from here, right? There's not a whole lot of tariffs that go into them. So it's been cool to talk about, but that's cool to hear the whole backstory.
Well, family, you didn't say anything about your family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so great. So I have to, I guess start with the wife, right? I get in trouble if you don't start with the spouse. So
I wouldn't know.
I know it's coming.
Why I'm single.
That up, right?
Probably why I'm single.
That was a setup.
Yes. So we got married just after we both finished our master's degree out of, both went to Abilene Christian University. So I'm based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth
About what year?
1996. Come on, you're testing me if I can remember how long ago, but it also shows how old I am, right? So we have two boys, both recently out of college. The oldest is married and living in Houston. He's been married about a year and a half. He is a mechanical engineer for an oil field type product. And then the youngest is a finance degree. He works at a company where he's the only male employee out of 60 employees. So
that's crazy. Interesting.
He comes back with some nice stories about the drama from occasion, but both doing real good. Out of school. So two boys and a wife that's she's a crisis counselor at a high school. So interesting stories from her as well.
Yeah, crazy. Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. So for context on what we had to talk about, Tim came in yesterday and we played pickleball we were supposed to play for 2 hours, but we paid a little longer than that. So that's kind of where the joke was, is we met at, it was called Dinks and Dingers, is the restaurant / pickleball court / bar, whatever they call it.
Social club. It says social club.
Oh, social club. That's what it was. So that's where we met him yesterday. So that's the context. And that's why there's another person sitting in here that you sort of recognize probably, but I haven't seen him in like 40 episodes. And that's Tayton, and he played with us yesterday. So
the context of that really is we had a vendor party and Tim and I teamed up, a team, a varsity team, whatever you want to call us. And we smoked you guys. We smoked you guys, right? So you wanted to play us again. So we came in. What was the first game? Okay, we're going to play games to, first best of 3. Smoked you guys again. And then we drink a bunch of beer. And then next thing you know, like, hey, let's play one more time. You know what? We're tired. Well, look how old we are. We're tired. Oh, we can get them now. And you guys did. Okay, you smoked, 15, 13? Whoa. But
it could have been
that's all you're talking about.
It could have been 11-6 if somebody didn't tell us to play to 15.
Hey, whatever.
It would have been a way more commanding lead. Instead, we had to play to 15, and we tried to lose the game.
Yeah. So quickly.
I don't think Tim was tired, though.
You guys said your name was the A team. I thought you were the Make-A-Wish team.
Well, the A team stands for AARP.
Okay, that checks out.
Okay, so real quick, I didn't tell you guys the story yesterday because I wanted to tell it live on air what happened to me. So I went grocery shopping yesterday, and I don't go grocery shopping very often. You guys have seen pictures of my fridge and stuff. So I got a ton of stuff in my cart, and I have stuff I don't like to go self-checkout anyways. I like to go the regular line. So I went to the regular line, and I have a pretty full cart. There was a lady behind me, all dressed up, earrings, pearl necklace, $80 worth of makeup on her face. And she says, pretty snotty, can I just go in front of you? Because I got things to do. I don't have things to do. So I looked at her, and I was very calm. I was very nice. I said, ma'am, hell's been around a long time. It'll still be there when you get there.
Oh, jeez.
And she got all pissed at me. I don't even understand why.
Yeah.
She swore at me and everything, put her stuff on the counter and left.
I can't understand why either.
So there's only a few people I discriminate against in this world, and it's
Rude people.
it's rude people that think they're
It's actually the same, almost the same story as before.
that think they're like more important than me.
Yeah.
So clearly, I mean, I was nice. I mean,
Well,
I
apparently
said
she
it
was
nice.
in a hurry. She didn't even buy her stuff.
Yeah, she just put her stuff down and left, mad, swore at me, called me out. The funny part is she goes to your church. I know who she is.
That's good. It's good to know.
So if she finds out who I actually am, it'll be even funnier yet.
Find out. Be a mystery.
Anyways, that's my funny story. Like, what are you supposed to? How are you supposed to respond to that? Like, no, I'm in a hurry too.
Can I cut in line?
I'd go slow
no.
motion.
No.
Yeah.
Putting it on the thing.
Yeah, I was just like,
Like us when we were up yesterday.
Yeah,
we thought
we
there
were
was a time restraint.
yeah. So number one, I don't think I'm nearly as competitive I used to be because like some of the stuff didn't matter. But Tim's like, "What are they doing?" I'm like, "They might have learned this from their dad." Like, so when they're up and we're playing to a time limit, they're in slow motion getting the ball. They actually hit the
had
ball.
to tie our shoes.
Ball went over the net, or the ball went over the fence. We're not going to go get it.
We were trying to get them the ball back, and we just kept hitting into the net. I don't know what to deal with it. It was
Yeah.
their serve.
Not giving us the ball.
We could not get the ball over the net.
I think that's their soccer background coming into play where
It
they're
was,
stalling
yeah.
when they're ahead.
Yep.
Delay.
Yep. Kick it out of bounds.
We did talk about the fact that if there was a time constraint, we were going to hit the ball as hard as we could into the next court and just hope that they didn't send it back to us. That was our
And then
current
do it
plan.
again.
And then they said, "Oh, you guys can finish your game." And we went, "Okay, now we actually have to win. That's not good." So it was a good time though.
The people there were really nice, though.
They were.
They let us go overtime to
Until
make
you guys
sure.
were mean to that guy and said thank you for him ignoring you, and then he came back and got the ball.
Well, we said, "Hey, can you help?" He keeps walking.
He was
Thanks,
standing
dude.
right there.
And then as we said thanks, he realized, oh shoot, they're talking to me.
We did find out, like at 50 years old, they can still hop the fence.
Good job. Only
That
one
was
time,
nice. That was
Only
impressive.
one time.
Yeah, we didn't see him jump back
Hey,
over.
I didn't see either one of you even try.
He hobbled
I
back
can't.
around. Actually, is what happened.
Yeah, my back was sore after I did that.
So,
You got some questions for this thing?
oh
or
yeah,
what?
I
You just-
wrote some down. Yeah, I already sent him. By sent, I mean we talked about him for 30 minutes because someone was 30 minutes late to this podcast.
No,
but
I thought it started at 10.
it was. Then you moved it to 9:30, and then everyone got here at 9:30, and then you showed up at 10.
Oh,
I think it was like a setup.
I got an impromptu meeting
I
out
think
front.
you thought we were all going to be late. That's what you were trying to do to us. Oh, you guys show up at 9:30 so that we'd be ready at
No,
10.
we were having a insurance meeting because we got to make sure that we don't overcharge employees for insurance. You know, we're always we got to be the cheapest
That sounds
employee
horrible.
contribution company out there.
We should be. I agree.
It should be free. If we're not, I wonder who is.
it should be free.
I think we should charge you guys all more.
I'm not on it, so it's okay.
See,
I'm on it.
We like that. You know, there was a
got 'em
time
all on there.
Do you know there was a time where I was covering Tater under insurance, paying the family plan,
Yeah, and he was
and
getting
he
the
was
200
collect,
bucks.
and he was collecting.
150. Okay, now
We pay it not to be on the insurance. He's collecting the money not to be on the insurance. Meanwhile, I'm paying extra for him to be on my insurance. That ain't fair.
did it the right way.
It was a smart move.
But
You
now,
guys set up the incentive that way.
you know, so people that are out there, we can just tell you, if you're single at this company, they take a whopping $14 a month out of my check for insurance.
Man, that is
14
incredible.
bucks.
No, isn't it per paycheck?
Oh, maybe it's
I
14.
think it's
28 bucks.
$28.
It's 28 bucks a month.
Yeah, it's double the original price. You
Holy
were really overselling this.
That's 100% more than I thought I was getting taken out of my check. I better talk to somebody.
You better go back in there. They're probably still here.
So 28 bucks a month. That's a Spotify.
It is.
That's
Subscription.
premium right there.
That's
I could
two
be on- I
premiums.
could be on
You could have double premium.
Dang.
You could
Tater could be on your Spotify account.
You could
You
get
could
like
cover it.
1/4
You're
of
right.
YouTube
Can you
TV.
get the family plan? Then I can stop paying for mine.
No, I don't know how to do that.
We were just
I don't-
joking that I pay for a family plan of 5 people, and then I'd never request money from the other 3 people that are on there. So it's
Oh,
not
can I
really
just
working out.
join?
No, it's
you,
full.
you said
They paid
5
today.
3 other 5. Oh, you and Riley. That's
Yeah,
2.
me too. Yeah, we can't share.
right.
How are we supposed to listen to music at the same time?
That's
Anyways,
fair.
this is a long side. I didn't even start the clock. I don't know how long we've been doing this, but so the question I wanted to start with, this comes off of so we just had our open houses, right? And you get a lot of people, I'm sure, that come in and ask questions, or maybe you're asking them questions, trying to figure out more about their business and what way you can help them. So the question is like, what do you think the biggest opportunity is in ways that sign shops can save time or save money, or maybe just in general make their lives easier when it comes to tape?
Yeah, so I guess, Tyler, with that, I mean, it's, you kind of think of a general sign shop that, they say, I want, 1 or 2 tapes that can do most everything. I don't want to keep 17 different tapes around, all these different sizes. So for the most part, a medium or a high tack standard weight paper is going to do the job for, the majority of what they're doing. Do you need to get a 12-inch and a 16-inch to have those rolls sitting around? Probably not. You can probably consolidate that to, that one roll size that can take care of, both those jobs. But it's, as I go into shops, I see them, all the rolls are lined up, and it's kind of like, I haven't used that one in like a year. And it's kind of, well, yeah, you're probably getting close to shelf lifetime and expiration. But yeah, just as a general rule of thumb, it's, get that medium, get that high tack that is standard. Like I said, it does it. So, the way we think about it is that for, I guess, the smaller decals, you want a high tack because you don't have as much surface area. So if you got a dot of an I or a comma, you don't have very much surface area. So you need that higher tack to be able to grab that smaller decal. Conversely, if you use a high tack on like a 4 foot by 8 foot that's going on the side of a trailer, that installer's going to have a heck of a time pulling that tape off, right? So they're product specific, but for your typical sign shop, that medium tack, that smaller, that medium sized decal is the majority of what they're running. They can have that, one tape that can pretty much take care of most of the jobs that they're doing.
Makes sense. So the thing we get, I think, more complaints on tape than anything else is people that buy tape and then they don't have the problem that you're saying where it's like, oh, my eye doesn't stick. It's the other problem where it's, I put it on and now I can't, it's just on the tape. I can't get it to transfer onto the substrate. Where does that problem come from? And like, how are people able to solve that, especially if they're doing the smaller type decals where they need at least medium or high tack tape?
Yeah. So typically what you're seeing is that when the decal doesn't transfer to the substrate, right, that tack level is too high because it's not releasing the decal. So, I mean, there's some instances that you do need, different tack levels. So, I mean, in general, if that's what's happening, then you need to go to a lower tack tape that, the strength isn't as strong and it would be more likely to release from the substrate, from the liner to the substrate.
Is there any tricks for, say you already have it on there, right? Say you thought you had a medium or a low tack and you ended up with high tack, you're going to transfer. Is there any tricks to get it to release from that tape, or is it pretty much just bundle it up and throw it in the trash?
So, I mean, you can, come back with a squeegee and really, work it pretty hard to see if you could actually get it to transfer. Hopefully, before you're doing the application, you have a pretty good idea of what you need. But yeah, I mean, basically the only thing you can do is go harder with the squeegee to potentially see if it'll make it release from the tape.
I had a guy like this. I won't mention his name. He's in Kalamazoo though. The tape will not release for anything that I print. I go there. He's doing cut graphics with SLX Plus. All I could say was, "Look, you're an idiot. Like, that's wrap material. Like, it's not. It's even a low tack.
Lowest tack.
It's the lowest initial tack wrap material." I'm like, and he had a roll of 4600 sitting right there. Why not use 4600? I never thought of that. Like, guarantee you use it, it's going to come right off.
Yeah. I think with wrap material is something you specifically have to be careful of because, especially when you're talking SLX Plus, right? It's material that's very specifically formulated to be about the lowest initial tack material that's out there, right? That's like kind of their whole thing. And any of the tapes you're going to put on there, that's going to be an issue you're going to have. If you had low tack, you have low tack tape. It's not. It'll still have.
It's still stronger than the second bond unless you try to leave it on for a day. Then your tape's stuck for a day, and then you're basically. Yeah. I said you're an idiot. Start over.
The only one you have to be aware of with that, especially too, is like once it starts getting cold, that can be a huge issue because the tack level is lower on a colder surface. So like now, right, if someone pulls a vehicle in right now, we go to put a graphic on there, that adhesive's going to stick way less. So 4 months ago, the tape and the vinyl that you had probably worked fine. And now you go to stick it in November and you're like, it's not sticking. Is my tape bad? And it's like, no, the vehicle's probably just cold. Like as soon as it warms up, you'll probably be fine. But it's just be aware of that. Literally the only reason it doesn't come off, like you said, is that if the adhesive from the tape to the media is higher than the bond of the vinyl to the substrate, that's the reason the tape's not going to come off. And that can change based on your circumstances. So something to be aware of, especially if you're doing bigger graphics. So you have samples here on the table if you're seeing this on the video of the air mask material. So What is Air Mask when we're talking about vehicle graphics? Feels like a good time to bring it up. So what is Air Mask and what kind of is the main purpose for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Air Mask is a product that we developed several years back that is made specifically to stick to exposed air release liners. So each of the samples you see here is from a different vinyl manufacturer, showing that it works with each of those. But the vinyl manufacturers, they each have a different pattern on the liner, that honeycomb feel that you see on it, their trademark laws that they have to follow with that. So the different color sample shows that the Air Mask works with each of the different vinyl manufacturers. So typically any tape that you would put on an exposed air release liner, it doesn't stick to that. It'll stick to the decal just fine, right? But doesn't stick to that exposed liner.
Oh, don't destroy the set.
The whole set's coming down. It's gonna just. We were making a joke that we need to take it down. That just the whole thing crumbles, and we'll have to do it by force, anyways.
Yeah. So it's it's really nice if you're doing digital prints and then you're sending it to an installer. So you do the print, you roll it up, put it in the tube, and send it. The installer gets it. He pulls out the decal, and the tape's all stuck together. Right. He spends more time trying to get the decal or the tape unstuck than he does with the actual installation. So installers love this. This is the clear version. We also have a paper version that works as well. But kind of a somewhat newer technology. But again, kind of a specialty product. But if it's something that where you're doing a lot of weeding on air release vinyl, it could be a great fit. So partial wraps could be a nice fit for it. So available 24, 48, 54, and 60-inch widths. Recommend that you run it through a laminator so you get a good even pressure, no heat assist needed. That adhesive is going to build a little bit with time. So if you put it down and you pick at it right away, go to lunch, check it in the morning, and it's going to be laying just fine. So it's great for stacking. And as they'd mentioned, also if you're rolling and putting it in a tube and sending it to an installer, we've had some great success with it. Lots of questions, lots of inquiries about it. It's doing a great job. But again, a specialty product. If you're using that application, it could be a nice option for you.
Where we've seen it be the most beneficial, race industry is the one that comes to mind. But really, it's anybody that's doing mobile installs, meaning you're doing all the prep work in your shop and then you're transporting the graphics to the site and installing them. It becomes huge because what happens with the regular tapes, one that you can run into is it starts to curl right on itself and it can stick onto the backer like you were mentioning. Sticks onto the backer and then you're trying to peel it and you'll like rip liner off, right? That's one, or the backer off sometimes. The other one that we've actually seen is sometimes it curls so bad that you actually expose adhesive on the graphics. So by the time you show up at the job, your vinyl is actually peeling off your backer already from the tape alone. And then you'll get, dirt and dust and all that stuff. And then you go to squeegee it on there and that last piece doesn't quite seal, which is just a recipe for disaster long term. So if you're doing any mobile work like that, where you're doing all the prep work, tape, everything ahead of time, and then you're bringing that to a job site, I think it's a huge bonus. I mean, we talk about it with like, what's the difference between buying regular tape and buying 510U, right? Well, I can tell you that if you have to redo one job all year, it would have been more beneficial to buy 510U, right? If this tape stuck in one bad spot and you had to go back to the shop, redo it, come back and redo one piece, it would have paid for you to use this one instead of the other one. So
another nice feature, Tyler, with the Air Mask is with the clarity. You can also use it for a RTA type product. So imagine, you could put a hole in that. You could, have it on a shelf, on a hang tag, right? So it serves as your protection. You can see the decal that's on it, and then you use it as your regular application tape. So a couple of different benefits from using the Air Mask.
Yeah, and it's perfectly clear as well. I mean, the clear version, obviously, the paper version would be different, but yeah, for
paper version's not clear. That's good. That's good advice.
Translucent.
Appreciate that advice.
Sort of. No respect around here. Let me tell you. Why do we? You should have just stayed in your meeting. We could have just done this whole podcast.
No, you wouldn't got to hear about the lady at Meyer.
That's true. I wouldn't have. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I just want to take a minute to talk about Nakusa, the name behind our tape. Our tape's the #1 application tape out there, but they are more than just tape now. Nakusa has a full range of products out there. Their new one is called NextBond. This is a UV cured adhesive. Why does that matter? It's an eco-friendly and durable option, but comparable to most of the eco-friendly options, this is a cost-effective product. So if you're looking for an eco-friendly product or a durable product or just in general a good vinyl, NextBond is going to be the one for you. This is available at Wensco.com as well as all of their other products. So check it out at Wensco or reach out if you have any questions. Oh, and don't forget to use your Nakusa bucks. Have you heard about Metamark? Metamark is a company that sells premium graphic solutions for commercial and fleet signage. So whether that's walls or it's vehicles or it's tables or doors, we loved it so much we put it all over the podcast studio. So you can check it out on our videos or at Wensco.com. So we talked about Air Mask in terms of large graphics. Is there anything else anyone doing large graphics needs to be aware of with tape? Does tack level matter? Does the specific type matter?
Oh,
Do you need something?
No, I was going to answer this one.
Oh, go ahead.
Like something that nobody knows about. You need to use heavyweight paper. Like, I don't understand why more people don't use it. Like, why fight it? So Tim will explain what it is.
That was all. You just knew.
He knew the answer.
He knew that. Yeah.
I push more people to heavyweight than any other paper because they just don't understand. Like, you can save yourself so much time by using heavyweight paper versus like your standard paper when you're doing larger graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah. So to Mike's point, right, there is a heavyweight paper. Typically, it's about 20% thicker than what the standard paper is. So if you do have issues with the paper tearing, there is that option. It's available in the low, medium, and high tack to follow along with the standard weight paper. It is very widely used in the RV fleet market. Because with those big graphics. But yeah, strictly for tearing, and then, kind of as, mentioned earlier, that those big graphics, you want that lower tack. That low tack is what's going to work best for the release of the graphic onto, the side of that trailer or that,
what number's the heavyweight low tack?
Yep.
What is that number?
760U.
Good job.
Yep. So the U is our ultra adhesive, right? And that is the lay flat. So if you have problems with the edges curling, that could be more of the economy side. The ultra is the standard in the market. All of our films have the ultra adhesive. So if you're buying the 1310, even though it doesn't have the U on it, you got the ultra benefit of it. But yeah, it'll lay flat. So if you don't want those edges curling, use the U products, and that'll lay flat on the exposed smooth liner.
Makes sense.
Did you know that answer, Tater?
I would have said 560.
He has no clue.
He don't know.
I got the one before.
He just moves boxes.
Yeah.
I pick him up. I set him down.
I pick
him up again. I set him back down.
I thought about when he said, do you need a 12 and a 16 inch roll? You can probably just get away with one. As my brain immediately went with, we probably have too many sizes.
No, I immediately went with
you don't.
We're way too nice to you guys about how many
what I immediately thought was, no, they don't just need the 12 and the 16. They better get the 14, 8, 6, 2, 3, and then a couple 30s and a 24 just to make sure they have every size. And if they go bad, that's great. Throw them out, buy another one.
Yeah. When he said 1 year shelf life, I thought, sweet. How often do we should just start calling customers? I think your tape's probably bad. You probably should get some.
I bet we could get that in our CRM.
Yeah, every 12 months. If
everybody that's bought like, they just start with 14s. They bought a 14 more than a year ago. Call them.
Like, your tape's expired, and they'll be like, "How do you know that?" We just know. It's time to throw it away. Would you like a new one? We're gonna send.
We should send an email out after this. Do you have expired tape? And then with a special on tape.
It looks like this, and it'd be all the tape that we have in the demo room.
You're right.
We don't go through it nearly fast enough here. Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't even think about I guess when we're talking about expired tape, what is like the signs that when someone goes to use it, they'll be like, oh, I shouldn't use it type stuff.
Yeah. So, shelf life will depend upon, quite a few different factors. So what we will put on typically for paper tape would be, potentially 18 to 24 months. But things that can affect that is the storage conditions, right? So if it's not in a temperature controlled environment, that can activate the adhesive. Ideally, we'd recommend that you keep it in the box until you get close to time to use that. It also comes in a poly bag, right? So you want to keep in there also. But humidity, temperature, and then storage conditions are probably the biggest.
Tater, you're on camera. Pretend like you follow all those procedures in the warehouse.
We do.
Dad
all those
looked
things.
right at me when he said that.
the temperature control.
Listen,
The bags.
The bags.
The bags.
Keep it in the bag, Tater.
Well, by the time they get out of the bag here, they don't usually sit for very long here. I mean, we're talking about when we open 24-inch comes to a box, right? So when you sell the first one, the second one usually comes out with it, but we'll probably sell the next one within a day and a half. So,
True.
But they also stay in the bags in the warehouse, which is what he's saying. So you got to win there, sort of.
No,
Unless he does it wrong.
he does it wrong.
Well, the small ones, they come in one big bag, like the
that's
four out
true.
of a box.
We don't have time to be rummaging through bags. We got products in and out, in and out, in and out.
Well, yeah,
We're
move
trying to
so
turn some
fast,
stuff.
We don't have to worry about
We're trying to turn some
They've
stuff
been on
here.
the shelf like 4 hours by the time you get them.
Yeah.
They're not even dusty.
Sometimes they don't even touch the shelf.
Yeah, just straight in now. Is there any so we talked about two of the heavyweight, the regular weight. Is there any other specialty products you think people aren't aware of? I know you mentioned earlier that blue protection tape. Is that something that you're seeing move into the sign industry right now?
Yeah, actually is. A couple of products that we can hit on that. So as Tyler mentioned, the blue, it's a film. So it's a protective film. It's not an application tape. So that's a good application if you have like high end, if you have...
I got to answer
This
this.
is Judy.
It's Judy. Hello, you're on the podcast, Judy. You knew I was in here.
You called me. What do you want?
I didn't call you. You called me.
No, you called me.
Well,
I'm
that's-
calling you back.
It is so clear.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
His speaker
I didn't
is
need you
so
for
loud.
I
anything.
wanted to say hi to Tim.
Hi, Judy.
Hi. Go on with your podcast.
I can
All right, well,
hear
thanks
her.
for calling.
Is she outside the door?
You're welcome.
Wait, I guess.
No.
We got to look. Did I call her?
His speaker is
They clearly did.
Huh?
It says 3.
She is.
That's funny. Anyways, enough distractions here. Okay, we're trying to talk about tape here.
He
Okay,
can't
keep
read
trying
his
to
phone.
distract
Can you
us.
just grab his phone and check for
Would you
him?
like me to read it for you?
Oh, look at. I did call her 19 seconds. That phone was sitting right here by itself.
I don't know what you're doing. Just
Your watch called her.
it was time.
My phone missed Judy. I know I didn't.
Anyways, so we were talking about.
I should ask her why she didn't answer when I called her.
You should have.
You know she ain't doing anything.
She was busy talking to all the employees here. She's got to do her rounds.
Oh, I bet she's trying to buy everybody lunch.
Oh yes, I hope so.
I'm not out there.
Wait, it doesn't matter.
How am I supposed to pick?
We're on the corn dogs after.
Oh, yeah, we got chili
dogs after this.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. Anyways, blue protection tape. Are you seeing that move into the sign industry?
It is. So that's a product that we brought over from our surface protection side. So what the application for that would be anything you want to protect that maybe you're shipping or if you're doing any custom type work internally. High-end dye bond, that you're printing that you're shipping, you spend a few cents to protect it versus taking a chance of being scratched and, having to redo it. If you're doing any custom type work, in your shop where you have a tool belt on, you don't want the tool belt in case it hits. That tape is used. That's the same adhesive that we use for our automotive paint protection. So if it's going on the outside of a car and it's going to remove cleanly from very expensive cars, not damage the tape, it's going to do just fine on your graphics. But it's. It does great in multiple type applications. So I'm mentioning it's the same adhesives as what we use with the automotive side. So just anything. Just think general protection. I'm shipping this. I don't want anything to damage it or scratch it. Obviously, if it takes a big blow, there's nothing that the tape's going to do about that. But it works very nice. So what we're seeing with that, bringing over that. To the graphic side, again, the protection side. So a little different application than just your regular transfer tape, but that does nice. And Tater, you also mentioned some others. So we've got some tapes that are made specifically for those dusted, frosted, edge type vinyls, right? So that texture to it. So you need a very high tack that will grab that. So our 794U, so it's a heavyweight paper with the ultra adhesive. That's a very high tack, so higher than the 792U, and then also the 1320. On the clear, we promote those two products specifically for those types of vinyls. And then one more I'll hit is our 6882. So it has a different adhesive that's made specifically or especially for UV inks, right? So we know the bear that UV inks can cause. So it works great with the prints that are coming off UV. It'll let it. The ink manufacturer says that it cure out gas for 24 hours, and that's the recommendation. But we know the reality that's not necessarily the case a lot of times. So again, if you have a UV ink printer having trouble with application tapes, we've got a specialty tape that's made just for that application.
Do you think that blue tape would have saved? I don't remember what show this was. That it wasn't the MO240. It was the one before that one.
No,
where the guy dropped the. They dropped the entire. What do they call those things?
The whatever that's above your at the trade show.
Like the sign that they put above your show.
It was a GSG booth. They dropped the sign on the brand new printer.
They were hanging it for the show and dropped it and literally smashed the entire printer right before the
Tape
show.
wasn't saving it.
Well,
That's what I was asking.
Let's
How much
quiz Dad on the blue tape if he knows the number. I
what's
think
the
I
number
might
on the
know
blue
it.
tape?
I don't know it.
Do you know
Go.
it? If I say it, do you know it?
No.
Is it 8510?
Boom.
Yeah.
Winner.
Okay, here's
No, don't quiz me
Requiz.
anymore.
Request. That was all I needed.
No, I'm one and done.
which tape, clear or paper or both, can be wet applied.
That was my
use
next question.
and
Nice
what
work.
do you use for wet apply?
I wouldn't know that answer.
Okay, so
Let's see if Tyler can
go,
get it.
Tyler.
It's paper tape. And I don't know the answer for why. I just know that's the answer.
Do you know what you use though for wet apply?
You need low tack.
You know what liquid you're using from what?
What do you mean? Well, what spray am I using?
Yeah,
Oh,
Rapid
and water.
we sell Rapattack, dude. We sell it.
Rick
You're
knew
asking-
it.
Domingo did this video.
Come
You're
on,
asking,
man.
You're asking me what we use, though. We
Well,
use
Rapid
in the class.
I don't think you sell.
I'm just telling you that's what we use for the
Hey,
class.
we're here to promote our products,
Oh,
Tyler.
sorry. Yeah, Rapattack's the only one that you can use for
No
wet apply.
Splash.
And Splash.
No,
There's nobody from Splash that was listening
Come
to
on.
this.
Yes.
the
People are
splash
still
bottles are like
listening.
this big.
Yeah, you mix it with water, dude.
They need to sell it pre-mixed. We can sell for more money that way. Anyways, that was my next question is what do people need to be aware of when they're doing wet application? Because when we were talking earlier about it won't stick to the surface, right? That's a huge problem when it comes to wet applies because obviously the surface that you're sticking to is already covered in soap essentially, right? Even after you squeegee it out, I think you're still
Rapattack.
dealing with it. Rapattack. When you put soap on, it's soap, really.
Okay.
It smells like soap.
Pre-mixed.
Yeah, it's pre-mixed soap. It's called Rapattack. What tape should people be using for that type of application, and what are signs that they're using the wrong tape? I guess.
Yeah. So you're correct. Our recommendation for wet apply is to use a paper tape. But the film, I'm not saying people don't do it, but the adhesive will turn kind of a bluish, cloudy type color, runs a little bit more because of the adhesive. So definitely recommend the paper tape. But it goes back to following the rules of the size of the decal, right? So typically it's your medium and high tack that's used on it. When people are having troubles, what we see a lot is that they're using too much of the application fluid. You know, they're spraying and
Rapattack.
They're thinking it's tint for a second.
Yeah.
Or
just
PPF, like
spraying everywhere.
spray inside, outside, floors dripping.
That's how we do it. Works every time.
yeah. Entirely too much. You don't need that much. I mean, just you want to be able to reposition, right? Move it across.
I think
the
what you
surface.
mean people that are good at installing don't need that much. That's why I need that much. I got to redo it 17 times before I get the graphic square. So, but anyways, continue.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so it's just, I mean, the recommendation is, I mean, in any paper tape. So it's, again, the different type adhesive that, works better with the application fluid. I'm not application fluid.
Yeah. He's not saying soap.
Rapattack.
He doesn't want to say soap. Apparently, I can't say that anymore. I didn't realize it was in the banned words on the podcast.
Yeah. It's not a word you can use on this podcast.
Rick's gonna beep it out.
Beep it out, Rick. Every time someone says from here on out.
Actually, just no. Every time I say the word dish soap for everything before what just happened
Rapattack.
now, I need his voice with Rapattack voice over mine. That's what I need for that.
You know, I was
everything will be fixed.
So far the banned words are
You're gonna say all of them. He's gonna have to beep all of them.
or van p hand. Is that it?
Sure.
And dog.
Nobody heard a word you just said.
That's
You have to read his lips on the video.
That's
version.
great.
That's a list. That sounds about right, though. But yeah, the only other question I have on here is like, what do you think are like some of the common mistakes you see with when people are buying tape, using it poorly, not using it? Maybe I don't know any of that stuff that you see when you're out talking to people or visiting shops.
I think it's the awareness of how many different varieties of tape that there are. It's kind of, they talk about the application and it's kind of, this isn't working, that's not working. It's kind of, well, have you tried this? And it's kind of, I didn't even know that option was there. Right. I mean, so there's so many different tapes that are available. We talked about the standard weight, low, medium, and high tack, the heavy weight, low, medium tack, the very, very high. We talked about some of the specialty products that we have. I think it's just that people are, being aware of what is out there and that there is a tape for, basically whatever application it is that they're looking for. So, reach out to your Wensco sales rep. If they have access to our team and our information, and we can, if they don't have the answers, we can absolutely get that, for them, with our full R&D department. If there's an application that's out there that we, there's not a solution for, if there's an opportunity for it, we can do full research on it and, come up with a tape if it's viable to look at something along the line.
I will say we've talked about this on some of the other products on this, but if you're not in the production side of your business, I think it's worthwhile to ask your team if there's anything that they're struggling with on tape, because sometimes we hear about tape after they've been doing it for 18 months and the guy in the back is just pissed as can be about every time they have to use this tape. And it's literally the difference of just no cost difference, right? It's like, oh, we're buying this line. You should have bought this line the whole time. Buy it. And they're like, why weren't we doing this sooner, right? It's what we joke about with like rollover, right? Where everyone's like, why didn't I use this one sooner? And that's how simple it is sometimes. It's like,
sometimes
we started using a high tack.
You don't know.
We started using a high tack, and now we use high tack for everything, and our installers hate it, but nobody knows because everyone just assumes like, oh, when we use transfer tape, this is what we have to deal with.
Yep.
And you move them one product, same cost, and they're like, what were we wasting our time with before? And you just won't know, right? So if you're not asking them like, hey, is there anything we're struggling with? Are you struggling to get it to stick? Are you struggling to weed the vinyl off? Are you struggling to put it on the substrate, right? If you're not asking any of those questions or going out and seeing the process of your team working and the process of them installing the vinyl, you may never know, and you may save hours just literally by switching tapes from what we've seen. Someone goes from someone doing the sides of, like the Transit that's out there right now. Someone doing the sides of those and just goes from a high tack to a medium or low tack and can save 45 minutes of van. And you're like, okay, we do, 100 of these a year. We just saved hours.
Who cares if it costs a little bit more? Yeah, I mean, you saved 100%. A ton of time.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even that. Yeah. It's literally just, we need to move from high to medium, right? Or we move to 510 and that would be a little more expensive, but it would still save hours. But if you don't know what your team's struggling with, you can't fix it. And sometimes you just have no clue what they're struggling with. I think it was Dallas, Digital EFX, he wrote in the last article he wrote in, why am I blanking on the name? Rat Fam. Was about,
I'm here for you.
Thank you. Was about kind of his process on working through on like, how do we get rid of waste? How do we make sure we're running as efficiently as possible? And a lot of that is like, we need to know the exact product that we should be using for every application, right? And as long as you're at a scale where that makes sense, right? Like if you're doing one van every, 12 months, 510U may not be the one for you, right? Where you only need 24 feet. Maybe that's not for you, right? But if you're probably doing more than that in a year, it may make sense to be like, okay, well, let's add one. We know we're going to use it in a 12-month time frame, and it's going to save us some time. So it's pretty easy. But if you don't know what your team's struggling with, I don't think you can fix it. And I think the more people we see that are super fixated on making sure they have the right product for every application, they run way more efficient, way faster installs. And their people don't hate coming to work every day probably. So that would be helpful. But the last question I have is, what do you think kind of separates ABI Tape TransferRite from some of its competitors out in the space?
Yeah, so, tape's been around forever, right? And what is that?
I always like, the answer is, hey, we're just better than them.
He got so excited.
Yeah,
right
I'm like, oh, come on, Tim. I get so excited, like, come on, Tim. Come on, just say, hey, we're just better than them. That's all there is to it.
You haven't been on for us to ask this question probably. I bet you haven't sat in for us to ask that question 30 or 40 episodes.
Every time, in the beginning, every time they ask, I'm like, no, just tell them you're better than everybody else. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Give your political answer. And then we all know the truth. Like, hey, we're just better than them.
We'll talk about that offline, right? Okay. No, it's, I think what's, and now I guess, nowadays there's a lot of, things going on with, ownership and so forth. What I love about ABI Tape is, basically a family-owned company since its inception. 100 years plus old. When we first started out making tapes for shoes, right? So reinforcement tapes that go in shoes. So as I mentioned, we have facilities, sales and converting facilities. We're also in Italy, right? So, your high-end shoes bag, your Gucci's, your Pradas, your Louis Vuitton, we make tapes that go in those type of products, right? So, it's the, with the ownership, it's great. We can, we're continuing to add new equipment, the technology side, staying up on that side of it. We've got the rubber-based adhesive technology. We also have solvent-based because of the other products that we have. So, that's a little more unique. And everybody says people, right? Our people are great. We got full service customer service. We have R&D. We got the quality lab. It's just a good company to work for. Very, very stable group. I'll put, I'm very proud of the products that we manufacture, the quality that we have, the reliability of it, consistent from day to day. It's just, it works and it does a great job for us. And, I'm happy to represent the TransferRite brand. It's very, very well known in the industry, and great product and product family to represent.
So, I think it's a great answer. The thing I'll add to that is that we didn't talk about in this, which is weird because usually we do bring it up, but there's a lot of products right now that are way more products than we've ever seen before being just imported and being sold direct, basically from European, Asian, any of these countries are just bringing their products in. They're selling it direct to consumer, right? And some of these products are coming in very cheap, right? Very, very cheap. And we see them regular where someone's like, hey, I got this new price. And you're like, this seems insane. And just know that this doesn't just go for tape. I'm going to say this pretty much across the board. Like the amount of people we've seen burned by them coming in with a very low price, bring it in and you get a sample, and it's great, right? Works perfect. And then 3 rolls later, you're like, everything is ruined, right? There's a level of reliability with the tapes that we offer. It's empty, so we're okay.
Careful hand talker.
Reliability with the tapes that we offer that are going to save you in the long run, right? Like I said before, if you have one job go poorly because of the tape, the amount of money that costs you on print, vinyl, installation, having to go back and redo it, reinstall it, isn't worth whatever pennies you're going to save on the tape. So whatever tape you're looking at, just make sure you get one that's going to work for you for as long as you have. And
a reliable company, not some random.
Yeah. And how many rolls of tape, how many rolls do you think we've taken back in the history of
a lot that we slit wrong?
So besides our team using a tape measure,
user error.
What do we always say? Precision just costs you time. We ain't got time.
Well, it's cost us a lot of time to take them back and cut them.
Yeah. Well, I can't help it. You got to guess better.
Yeah. Guys, before we leave today, I just wanted to ask you one quick question, and that is, what is a pirate's favorite application tape? Our tape. Our tape is the #1 application tape in the United States, and it comes with an RLA, which is a release liner adhesion, meaning it's going to stick to the liner. Even on cut graphics, if you roll it, it's not going to tunnel, wrinkle, or curl, or anything like that. So if you're looking for the best application tape for cut graphics out there, our tape RLA is for you, and you can get it at Wensco.com.
Hey, so Tyler, just to feed off that, if I could real quick, as far as, the import and so forth, had a customer that left for, what he said was a pretty big significant savings, right? It's a savings I couldn't, come even close to. And within 3 months making the change, they were right back to us saying, yeah, we know what we're getting with TransferRite. It's both the paper and film side of it, right? So it proves your point on what you're saying. It's, it's a quality product that is going to be reliable.
Yeah, it's something you use all the time. Don't mess with it. Like, it works. Like, yeah, or unless there's something else out there that proves it. And there's so much on the internet. Look them up. You're going to find out that no, that's not what you wanted. Real quick, I got 2 stories. Real quick.
Okay.
We got to tell the Melissa Michelle story for sure.
Oh, shoot. That was what I was going to do as my intro. And I completely forgot. I was literally going to say, as voted #1 by Melissa at ABI Tape, and I totally forgot to do it.
So here's what happened.
Oh, that's brutal.
With Melissa Michelle. We were sitting down with Michelle and Tim. You were there too, right?
I was there.
We were sitting down, and Michelle was new at the time, or newer, and she's talking to us, and she keeps, Tony's not in the meeting. I think it was just me and Judy, and she keeps referring to Tony as Troy. And because I'm a super nice guy, like I always am, I never corrected her. I let her just keep. So funny? I let her just keep. Yeah, that wasn't the funny.
We all laughed.
That wasn't the funny part of the story, guys.
Oh, sorry.
So I just let her keep talking and talking, calling him Troy. When she's all done with her spiel, 15-minute spiel, I said, by the way, his name's Tony, and I'm going to tell him. So as soon as I told Tony, he started calling her Melissa instead of Michelle. So that's why she's known as Melissa, not Michelle. But,
I feel like when I started to get to know them, I literally thought there was a Michelle and Melissa that worked at ABI Tape. I literally just thought it was two different people that worked there. I was like, oh, weird. I've only met one of them, so I don't know who the other
the
one
next
is.
story that Tater wants me to tell is he came over yesterday with his kids. Do you have kids?
Kid.
Yeah, a couple.
I haven't seen him.
Kid, just one.
He said kids. I got one kid.
He only has one. Laney.
Too many handfuls.
Anyways, he comes over with Laney yesterday to play with the cat, and they both, I think, terrorize each other. The cat actually jumps on her all the time.
Yeah.
The cat launches off the couch at Laney.
Now we're talking WWE style.
Yeah, my cat's
Seriously, it is.
definitely a professional wrestler for sure. Anyways, Tater goes to go outside, and she follows him, and Tater's like, "You coming outside?" Nope. Staying with Papa. What'd she call me?
Yeah, Papa.
Staying with Papa. I'm like, oh, she don't even like you, Tater. She'd stay inside with me. It might have been that I had cookies in there, but we'll just say that she just likes me.
Yeah.
She'd finish one. More cookie. Just come running over to him.
Yeah.
No bribery involved, right?
I'm no bribery. I mean,
it.
you make sure you have plenty of cookies and then suckers. Like they're always at the house just in case.
Suckers are the worst.
You still got
Just
one more
a total
question,
disaster.
though. Domingo would be very sad if we did not ask this.
Oh,
Favorite restaurant?
We went to that sweet Mexican place in your town. Remember that?
Yes. So the restaurant Mike's referring to is Joe T. Garcia's. So it's a staple in Fort Worth. I mean, very popular. It's, I don't know, you've seen a restaurant any larger than that, especially outside.
Huge. I don't know how many people they sit, but you got like 4 things on the menu.
Yep. They only take cash.
And they only take cash.
That's crazy.
Yep. So for a long time, they didn't have a menu. The waiters would just tell you, I mean, you had a choice of enchiladas or fajitas, a couple of different ways. That's it. And you place one order and it's enough to feed the whole table of 4. I mean, it's humongous. Very well known. Joe T. Garcia's in downtown Fort Worth.
They're like chips and cheese that they bring out aren't made with chips. They're made with like, what's the shell, like tostadas things. What are they called?
I don't know.
Their chips and cheese are like their chips are this big. Like they had chips on like
tortillas.
Yeah, tostadas. Called
tostadas. They're not tortillas. Tortillas are the shell.
You were just saying it like
you know how many times
were too big to be tortillas, and I was like, I don't think there's a size restriction.
Sorry, they're too big
tortillas.
to be chips. Yeah. How many times have we talked about this? Mexican food's all the same. It's meat in a tortilla. And if you bake it, then you call it a burrito. If you put sauce on it, you call it whatever you call it, burrito. If you don't, then it's a taco. If not, if you roll it real tight, it's an enchilada.
It's meat, like tortilla, and then there's 4 different toppings.
It all depends on how tight you roll the tortilla, or if you bake it, or if you put sauce on it.
Or if it comes out on a sizzling black tray, then they call them fajitas.
Yep.
It would have been tacos if they didn't bring it to me on that tray, though.
Yep.
So I don't understand the difference. I still haven't figured it out, but it's all good.
What a great business plan, though.
That is awesome. Only 4 things on the menu.
6 things in the kitchen.
Only.
That's it.
They're just rolling in all of the unpaid taxes. That's what they're doing.
And the margaritas are pretty good too.
I didn't have any.
Don't believe that.
Yeah. Tequila's no good for you anyway. So
no. Yeah, we might have had some margaritas that night too.
But that's cool. In Fort Worth, you said?
Fort Worth.
Is it just one location?
One location. Yep.
Great business. Just keep growing the same location.
I mean, they have like
second one.
How many? They have like a pool, a water fountain, everything.
In
like a swimming pool?
Not swimming pool. Oh, kind of. You probably could swim in it, but it's huge. I mean, they probably have 2 different kitchens, I'm assuming. Although that's a long walk from the kitchen.
They have enough party rooms that they've got 1, 2, like 4 different bars spaced out across
in one restaurant.
Yeah. But a lot of it's outside, so they have it's Dallas, so they decent weather most of the time. So
that's pretty cool. Well, Tim, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting us beat you in pickleball
just-
yesterday.
No.
Last game.
Champions.
Who won the last game? Usually it's winner takes all. Is it not?
The only thing I remember is the last game.
The last game didn't matter. We're just killing time.
I remember the 0-11 game that was just before the game that we won, but besides that, I don't remember any of the other ones. Well, I will remember the second game we played.
Did you even touch the ball in that 0-11 game?
Yeah. Remember, I was serving.
Oh, you touched it.
That's all I have to do.
One serve.
You just
And Dad
serve.
hit it into the net. You're right.
No, all I had to do was serve, and then I just walked to the other side. I let Tim score a point, and then you guys would send me the ball back.
Tim takes it to him.
That's why I said it was. That's why I said it was. He was on the Make-A-Wish team, dude. He just got to play with Tim. It felt like a winner the whole time. That's what it felt like when I was there. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I have to do anything.
I did feel pretty good about winning, though.
It's still a win on the sheet.
That's what I mean. I just got cleared for my hamstring. I could have pulled my hamstring, but I was still there for the team.
You looked like you still had a hamstring injury.
Yeah, if you hit the ball low enough, no chance of getting down to get it.
Supposed to move to
He
it.
couldn't get his. He couldn't even hit it if it was low enough.
Yeah,
so.
I can't reach it.
That was a good time.
Well, he's sure thinking about his hamstring when he's jumping the fence. Also, that could have been.
We didn't even get kicked out. They didn't say anything.
No, they were probably impressed. This 50-year-old fat guy just jumped a fence like it was no big
Their
deal.
insurance premiums went up when they played that tape back there.
And that
Like,
fence was a high fence too. That wasn't a short. It's not a short fence.
It's pretty good.
If they would have seen you last night, they would raise your premiums from $28 to like at least $35.
Yep. Oh yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't raise it with how many.
That's one day
therapy
you
had to
can't
do.
go buy monsters.
Listen, we were just talking about insurance wise, like because everybody's trying to go to self-insured. You just can't have a bad year. I'm like, well, our family would have been in charge of the bad years for a lot of times. Like, remember, Tater tried to die with having brain surgery, and then I had the cancer surgery stuff. Then I have all my neurologist
Bunch
stuff.
of fakers around here. Let me tell you.
I know.
That was the problem.
What a
That was
fake
the
surgery
problem.
I had to have.
Yeah.
How do you fake a surgery?
Well,
He got strep throat on his brain. That's the only way I remember it.
That's what they call
They
it.
said,
basically.
was it strep throat? I said, well, I don't know. You said it was it brain surgery? Well, it's on his brain. It's not in his brain. So.
listen, I was right there. They drilled a hole in his head. They said, no, nothing in there.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Like, put it back in.
Kept trying to get the infection out. They were looking for the brain. They
Put the
couldn't
cap
find
back
it.
in.
Plug it.
Plug it up.
back up.
Plug it back up.
All right. Anyways, that's a story for another time. Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. So goodbye.